Dzień dobry. So I just sat here and recorded a video, and I have this remote thing which in theory should make life easier, right? But no, it decided not to work, so I basically just sat here talking to myself without even having a camera running, which is brilliant. Anyway, so I wanted to record a video because mainly I want to try and get about 2 videos done a week now, just to keep the channel a bit more active and to, you know, make sure you guys have some lovely content to watch. I've also updated my technology a little bit, so I have a microphone now, which I'm quite excited about because already it's proved very useful, especially in the field. I have a new light, which again I hope will make a bit of a difference in terms of the picture quality. So yeah, and I've got a new stand and stuff like that. I've got a new selfie stick, which I'll be able to use on my little trips, because I realised that I need to be putting a bit more effort into recording these videos. And I've also learned a few bits about the settings on my VSDC program to improve the export quality as well. So there you go. Okay, so today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that COVID has brought, and you know what these challenges can mean a little bit extra for people like me, i.e. foreigners in a foreign land. So firstly, of course, you know, I had to do the whole Brexit thing. You may have seen my video where I sign up and I get my hand in my Brexit paperwork, still waiting for the card to come through, hoping it will be soon. So that was one thing, and of course having to fill in those forms in Polish is, oh god, if I didn't have those online guides and things, I would have been truly stuck. So thank you very much for the people who put those together. Even using those guides I still made mistakes. And of course now I have the vaccine to take care of. Now I do believe in being vaccinated. When I look at the statistics in the UK for, you know, the number of people who are getting infected now and the number of deaths, you can see they've dramatically fallen. And Boris Johnson tried to argue that it was because of, you know, lockdown, and obviously that had an effect, but the scientists quickly turned around and said, what are you doing? No, it was the vaccine. The vaccine has made the difference. In Poland, there is a lot of skepticism about the vaccine. I know people who are really keen to get it, others who are a little bit unsure about it. But I think that's the same in most countries. I think there's a lot of skepticism that this whole thing has kind of been forced upon us. But what can you do? In order to apply for the vaccine here, I actually have a couple of routes. So one is applying through the government, and you basically go online and you have like 4 different options. So you have some phone numbers you can bring, you can log in via this kind of e-portal with your PESEL number, or you have something called a trusted profile, which you set up with your bank. I've never figured out how to do that. If anyone has any recommendations on that, please let me know, because it seems to save some effort. But with the once you've kind of gone in, apparently you pick the vaccine that you want. So the main ones available here, from what I've heard, are J&J, AstraZeneca and Pfizer. And then it will tell you where these vaccines are available on which dates. So you kind of book an appointment. Now, from what I've heard from friends who have already gone through this process, depending on the vaccine you want, some are available sooner rather than later. So I think AstraZeneca is the one that most people are worried about, so there's a bit more stock of that, a few more places to book. Pfizer is a bit more in high demand, because I think a lot of people, you know, they haven't had the scare stories about the blood clots and things like that, so they're a lot more confident with Pfizer. J&J, actually at the weekend, I walked past this kind of government building. I forget the actual building, but it was on Plac Bankowy, which is kind of a square just down the road really. And what they had like an open house, so as long as you'd like, you know, you'd done some e-registration or something like that, you could queue up and you could go and get the vaccine. Now the queue was like a mile long. I'm not, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating slightly, but it was very long when I walked past, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But with J&J, you only have the one shot, which, to be honest, sounds like a lot less hassle, right? But yeah, so this is one thing I can do. So I can go in through the government way. But also, I've been told that my office has been approved to be a vaccine centre, because we have a capacity of above 500 people employed. They can dish out the vaccine. So they've sent out a form to find out who's interested, and we're waiting to hear. We don't know which vaccine they'll get, whether they'll necessarily even go ahead. I guess it depends on how many people sign up for it. But it would certainly be easier for me, because I live pretty much across the road from my office. So it would just be nipping across, getting the shot, sitting there for 15 minutes, to make sure you don't keel over, and then popping home. So I'm hoping to hear some updates on that, because I would much rather do that than go through all the governmental red tape, which I'm sure isn't even that bad. I just need to actually get to it. So yeah, hopefully in the near future I'll be getting my vaccine, but time will tell. And it's actually open to all age groups now, which I was very surprised by. Even the UK can't say that, despite their excellent record on getting the country vaccinated. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to talk about is kind of dating. So dating for sure has been a bit tricky as of late. Mainly because what can you really do? A lot of people, I guess, have kind of put off dating because you can't go to bars or things really. And what does that leave you? Well, for a while, that pretty much left us with the choice of going for a walk, which unfortunately at this time of year and the previous months hasn't been the easiest thing, because it's normally raining or cold or a bit miserable. It's not really ideal dating conditions, and for sure it's harder I would say to build chemistry when you're just going for a walk with someone. You can't like establish body language, you can't really have it's not as easy to have like a deep kind of meaningful conversation when you're constantly on the go. And plus, I always like to have a drink just to calm things down, loosen myself up a bit, and I just feel a bit more confident with alcohol. Does that make me an alcoholic? Maybe, I don't know, but for sure it helps. When we had museums and places open, I did go for some dates in museums and things, and that was a bit more successful. At least you're kind of protected from the elements, and you have something interesting to learn, and something interesting to talk about. And I think museums and things are open again now, so this could be promising. But also, what we're hopefully going to have soon are bars reopening. Now, it's going to start off where you just sit outside, and again, with the weather, perhaps not ideal right now. I'm hoping we get some sun again. We had some spells. But maybe in June we'll be able to sit inside again. So it's kind of following a similar pattern to last year in terms of the release of lockdown. So yeah, those are some factors. But yeah, like in terms of other things, the office is still closed. People can apply to work from there. And technically you have to have a critical need, and I'm like, I don't have a critical need, so I've kind of left that alone for now. But for sure I'd like to be back. It would be good to see people again, interact and stuff, and it makes me a lot more focused when I'm in an office. You know, you don't have the distractions of home. You don't feel the need to like, you know, cook or clean or something in the background. So hopefully that will be getting back to normal soon. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, and for sure it's been a bit challenging because a lot of like the friends I've made here have kind of moved out of Warsaw. The thing is, Warsaw is quite an expensive place to live in Poland, where it's like, you know, if you're in the UK, you're living in London, you're going to pay more in rent than you would, say, living in Newcastle. So a lot of people have kind of opted to kind of go back to their family homes, or they're renting accommodation in another city which is cheaper. So this is another slight difficulty, because it means it's hard. I have fewer people that I've kind of made a connection with that I can really meet up with right now, which is a bit tough. But luckily, and this is one of the weird side effects of the dating I've had, is, so with the dating I've had, nothing has really kind of worked out romantically yet, but I have made some good friends out of it, which was a bit bizarre. And I think this is actually how a lot of people are using these applications now. I think a lot of people are a bit isolated. A lot of people feel the need to kind of meet new people, but they don't have the traditional ways, like going to a bar or joining a sports club or something like that. So I don't know if I've just been friend zoned by people, or a lot of people are genuinely just not looking for a relationship. They just want to meet new people. But for sure, I've made some wonderful contacts, and they've introduced me to their networks. So it's allowed me to get to know a lot more people in the city, which is a real plus at the moment, because of course, I'm a bit of an outsider here, as much as I wish I was fully integrated. Not speaking Polish does kind of make you stand out in this country and in a lot of places. So it's definitely still on my agenda to learn, and I need to be working harder on that. But anyway. But yeah, so this was just a little update, partly to test my new equipment, partly to just reconnect with you guys. So thank you for watching. I will say do zobaczenia, which I think means see you later, just in case you were wondering why I was saying that. And you've got do widzenia, which is goodbye, but I hope you'll come back. So thank you for watching. More videos on the way. Take care, stay safe, and please get vaccinated. If not for yourself, then for the people around you. Of course, it's a choice. So I'm not telling you to do anything, but hopefully it will make a difference and we can have some kind of normal life again. And I don't mind having a little extra microchip in my arm. I'm sure it's fine. If you get lost when you're going hiking, they can find you. We'll see. But thank you very much for watching. Take care. Speak soon.